telling you, I do look all right. What's going on, guys? Today, I want to go over the official Electro & Co team build. I want to go over a few things that we changed since the last video, a few things that are different, why we did these changes, what's new. Overall, just show it to you guys, see what you guys think of the bike. Without further ado, let's go over it. So as you can see, the bike completely looks different. The last time you guys saw it, it was actually green and it did not have graphics on it whatsoever. So obviously you guys have seen my little bit install video. The powertrain that we're running for this bike is the True Moto Little Bit. This thing is an absolute powerhouse. If you were second guessing it because you thought it had less power because of the noisy cricket, definitely don't second guess it. This thing is an absolute powerhouse. It throws tons of mud, and the fact that you have the True Moto app and the adjustability within the app literally gives for a completely different ride. Like, I can't explain to you enough how much of an upgrade this thing is compared to your standard Kelly. Most of you guys know that that's what I rode before, and that thing was amazing. I had no complaints with it whatsoever, but this build and this Little Bit controller is next level, man. We also are tied to the EC4P V3. This motor is an absolute powerhouse too, and with the Little Bit, it's not even completely capable of like what it could actually produce, which is insane. Like, this thing paired with the Little Bit, next level. If you guys want to know anything more about it, go on to Electro & Co.'s website. Make sure you guys check that thing out because it is next level. It's overall just a great motor. It keeps up with any pit bike. I had the Supermotos on this thing, and me and my buddy ran down to the gas station. He has a Kawasaki Ninja 400. He was blown away that when we left the gas station, I just pinned it straight off, and he was completely dusted. He didn't get up to me till he was at like 45 miles per hour. The gear ratio that we're running isn't even the tallest gear ratio, so it wasn't modded up like that. And I didn't even have the power all the way up, but I just felt like tuning it up. I went straight to 40, and this kid didn't get next to me till he was in third gear on that 400, which is insane, like insane. It also comes with the ETS2 throttle right here, which is a absolute beast. So if you guys are looking for a little bit more of a sturdy throttle, the ETS2 is definitely what I like a lot. You don't have to worry about power modes or anything anymore. That 1, 2, 3 is completely gone. You're left with your on-off switch, your voltmeter, and your throttle. They're all separate, so you can mount them all throughout the bike. Like, realistically, you can put it anywhere you want. All right, so along with the Little Bit and the EC4P, we are also running the new Electro & Co. shock tubes, the ETM V2 shock tubes. These things are a lot stiffer than the V1 shock tubes. Personally, I like them a lot more. They're stiffer shock, they have more resistance to them, so you're not going to feel as many rocks, bumps, and if you're a heavier dude, you won't bottom out on them. If you're also a little bit lighter like me, I weigh 160 pounds, but you want something that's really sturdy, and you're not going to be you're not going to question the shocks bottoming out, or you just want that overall safety factor. But overall, I would definitely recommend the ETM V2s. These things, like I said, they're great shock, they're super heavy, they're durable. You're not going to have to worry about anything bottoming out or them being too soft over variable. If you're a jumper, you like to ride motocross things, like to go in the wood, we fully abuse this thing. So we like to do everything that your standard pit bike or dirt bike would do. This thing does it, and the shocks are tested and proven, I could say. Along with the new ETM V2 fork, in the back we are also running your regular DNM spring-loaded shock. I haven't changed that. That's still the same from the previous builds. Nothing really too different there. Standard DNM shock. This shock works so much better with the new fork tubes because it has a little bit more of a compression rate to it, and these new forks do have a higher compression rate, so they're not going to be as soft. They're going to be a little bit stiffer. They can match the rear shock a little bit more, in my opinion. So this shock is beautiful for the forks. So in the back over here, we are actually running the swing arm extension. I know in the last video I talked about I didn't really like the swing arm extension, or I wasn't really too big of a fan of it. Overall, I can say I completely love this thing 10 times more than I do my welded swing arm. There's only really one reason that I can say I love it more, and that is because you can actually adjust the chain tension of your bike. So with the welded swing arm, the main problem I was having was I would be in the woods, I'd ride hard, and chain would either pop off from being too loose or it would be too tight, and it would almost like overheat the motor. So as soon as I was able to get my hands on the swing arm extension, we went right to that. It's so much easier to work with this swing arm extension than to have your own one welded. Unless you pre-design something for a chain tensioner, I would not recommend that, honestly. You live and you learn. So if you guys did take that tip from my last video, I'm sorry. If you're a dirt rider and you like to do motocross things, I would definitely recommend the swing arm extension. Again, just for that adjustability for the chain. Swing this thing around. Another thing that we did differently is we have the new number 35 chain on here. Is actually a little loose, right? A lot better chain in my opinion than the T8F. It's a lot stronger. It does not stretch nearly as much as the T8F, and the gears are a lot bigger and a lot more durable. The drive side and on the wheel side, the gears are a lot bigger and a lot tougher, a lot stronger. But yeah, number 35 chain, great chain, definitely recommend it. The T8F was great too, and it's not like that thing is a lot worse or a lot better or anything else. They're both great chains, and Electro & Co hooks it up with some great sprockets, so you don't have to worry about anything. But I just like this one a lot more for the off-road use, and the amount of things that we throw this chain through, it works a lot better. It's a lot more durable in my opinion. The foot pegs, we are actually back on the stock foot pegs, not for any specific reason. I just didn't get a chance to put on my other foot pegs, so we're still on the stockies right now, but I do need to put on my other my racy ones. Other than that, we have the, I guess you would call this the little bit battery. This is a 72 volt 30 amp hour battery from Electro & Co with the full metal casing. Got all your regular connections on it. It's gonna be the battery that is gonna be the most proprietary option for the little bit, so it's gonna be the best option. It's gonna put out a lot of power. Obviously, if you get a 76 volt, you're gonna make more power. It is a great battery. It's super affordable. It's metal cased. You don't have to worry about anything getting wet or damaging anything. The motor, the controller, and the battery have a good amount of water resistance, so you really don't have to worry about riding in water too much. I wouldn't obviously sink the bike. Going through some puddles, splashing it around is not an issue at all. I just actually hosed off the bike and I left the motor in it, the controller in it. Only thing I took out was the battery, and I put a plastic bag over the connections just to make sure that everything was good, and then didn't go really near too heavy near any of the electronic, but everything's good. You don't have to worry about it of power washing, which is really cool. Also on the back here, we are still running the stock Razor rear wheel. We did put the Electro & Co tire on it. I've been running this tire for about a month now, so it's getting a little chewed up. Still got a lot of grip in it. I ride this thing on the road to get to the trails, so it does take quite a bit amount of abuse. It's a softer compound, which I like for riding around me. A lot of rocky, you know, moist dirt, so it's good to have this thing to really chew into the dirt that we ride. Grip is definitely not at a loss with these tires at all. Have the rear on, and then I also have the front on here as well. Have good tires on your bike is always a plus, so the Electro & Co tires are definitely the ones to have. Let's see, other than that, seat cover from Guts directly. They hooked it up with this white and black Guts seat cover for the Razor SX500. Super clutch that Guts makes a seat cover that's directly for this bike. If you guys want to learn how to install this seat cover, make sure you guys check out the other video that we have posted on our channel about installing this seat cover on this exact bike. Super easy. Can't say anything bad about this seat cover. It's pretty easy to install, super grippy, and it looks really good, which is amazing. And it's durable. I've thrown this bike around a lot, and the seat cover's holding up great. So that's a plus. We are not running a front brake, something that I just never really hooked up. So no front brake on the front wheel, but on the back we are running a Shimano. What kind of Shimano is this? SMBH90. That's what they're calling this. We were running the Zoom brakes originally. They're great brakes. I have nothing bad to say about them. I just wanted something a little bit tackier, so I ended up picking up these Shimanos. I actually had them laying around, and so again, brakes aren't really, obviously they're a huge deal when you're going super fast, but it doesn't really matter which one you get as long as they're locking up your back wheels. That's all you could really ask for. So I'm running a Shimano on this bike. Zoom brakes are great again. Other than that, this is the bike. It's pretty much done in its final form. I think we might repaint the frame, but I'm not sure what color yet. Still waiting for a few little upgrades from Electro & Co. We're gonna get the pit bike rear wheel. We are also gonna get the pit bike Supermoto wheels from Electro & Co, which is gonna be really cool. So our street build will look pretty dope as well. But this is it. This is the bike. It's in its final form. I am completely in love with this bike. There's nothing bad, like nothing bad I could say about this thing. It's fast. The battery lasts a super long time. It's reliable as hell. You can take this thing and pit it all day and have some fun with the boys. Plug it in for a few minutes, let it charge up. It doesn't take it too long. And if you are looking for a faster charge, you can go to Electro & Co and grab the faster charger. But I have nothing bad to say about this build. It's awesome. It looks really good. This is pretty much my dream build. So if you guys are interested in more videos about this bike or about the build or what we do on this channel, or want to see us go rip it, we are going to have a little woods rip filmed later this week. We're going to see how long the battery actually is going to last in the woods on some aggressive riding. That's one thing I'm always curious about myself. We're going to take it out. We're going to see what the battery life is like here, how long it will go on a full charge, ripping around the woods aggressively. Obviously, we don't ride soft over here. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the Mini Whips channel. We got a lot more coming about this bike, a lot of good stuff. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, turn on those post notifications, and let's go.